Okay, so I am in Acadia National Park, and I'm going to show you guys the rooted tree path that Lewis and Judd ascend as they're on their way to the MicMac burial ground. Now, this is by far the most challenging location to find, but I'm going to try to explain it in a way that hopefully if you want to come here, you can come here and see this and find this as quickly as possible. It does require a little bit of walking, a little bit of hiking, but this is as close as you can get to it by car, and then you have to follow some carriage trails or a carriage trail to get there. So let me just show you some things that you're going to want to look for when you come to Acadia National Park. Now, the best way to do this is to put in your GPS driving directions to Jordan Pond House, Acadia. And that will bring you to where I am right now. Now, you're going to see this sign, Jordan Pond House, right there. And that's basically this spot. So you want to find this. You want to find this spot. Now, if you put Jordan Pond House, Acadia, into your GPS, it will bring you here. And this is where you want to go. You can park right over here. Acadia National Park is very large, and it's easy to get lost and not figure out where you're going. So my best advice is to get to this spot, and then I'll show you from here where we go. So this is the back side of that building, the Jordan Pond House. So you want to walk all the way around it, out back, and then you're going to come to this area. You can walk down to the water. This is Jordan Pond. As I said, there is a little bit of walking involved, but you know, it's worth it. Because my God, I mean, look at these views. So you want to look for exactly what I'm showing you right now. This is the quickest way to get here. Now, when you get to the end, you're going to see this, right? And you're going to want to take a left and get on the carriage trail. And this here is a carriage trail. Now, at the end of the day, walking around in here is not exactly wasted time. You're getting exercise, you get beautiful scenery. Acadia National Park is one of, if not the most beautiful places in the entire state of Maine. So if you ever came to Maine, you live somewhere on the other side of the country and you ever came to Maine, and you wanted to, quote, experience Maine and the beauty of Maine and all it has to offer, this is where you want to be. You can spend several days in Acadia National Park. Hiking, exploring, kayaking, cycling, whatever it is you like to do. But totally worth it. So you're continuing to walk up the carriage trail. You're going to come to these signs here, and you're going to want to go right and just keep going. And I'm telling you, it is a little bit of a walk, but if you're a completionist like me, then you do these ridiculous things and you walk all the way out here just to show you a very quick shot from the film. As you can see, just like in the film, something is trying to prevent us from getting to the MicMac. But like Judd,
I've climbed it a time or two before. I know all the places to step.
look at this. Look at this. The Wendigo is trying to stop us. Trees are falling down left and right, blocking our path. But we're gonna get there. Yeah, I'm still going. Okay, for walking after what feels like forever, you're gonna come to this area. You're gonna be looking for this bridge, right? There's a little like parking area here off to the side, and you see this sign right here. Jordan Pond is down that way, following Deer Brook Trail. Now, if you came up, if you followed Deer Brook Trail along the pond, you would end up coming right up here to this sign, and you're going to see that bridge right there. Directly across from this sign, you're going to have these steps, and you're going to go right up in here. Okay, keep coming, and you're going to come to these steps here. Now, this is directly across, if you can see it here. Hang on. From that bridge that I just showed you. Okay? Directly across. And then you're going to come up these steps. And you can already see. See these rooted trees? Right here. So you come up the steps. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the shot. Now these are those steps. And it's taken from this angle right here. You step back, you have this tree right here. Lewis is right here. Now the other tree to the left of frame that you see in the shot is actually this stump. It's been cut down, unfortunately. However, the tree that's right behind it tends to line up perfectly with it. So you can get a pretty good idea. It still has the same look, if you will, of the trees. Obviously, it's just a little closer to frame. But this is the spot. And that is the shot. It's kind of taken from down here. Now, I've been here several times, and when I came back in 2011, the rooted trees, the roots were all still here. They didn't have this walkway that they built to make it safer for people to pass. But as if the trees weren't enough, the only other proof that you really need that this is the spot, there are still rooted trees here, as you can see. Now, they've ripped them all out. Well, I say they've ripped them all out. You can clearly tell that some of the stuff that they cleared is kind of over here in this area. So this is it. This is the spot. Lewis and Judd walk right up here. Now at the top of this first set of steps here, that's about where Judd would have been when they hear the kind of the eerie noises and
Judd, what's that?
just a loon, that's all. Now, I have seen people who've come to Maine to visit Pet Sematary filming locations, some pretty prominent, well-known YouTubers get this spot wrong. They found some other trail similar in the sense that it had these steps that they put in, and they just assumed that it was the correct spot. You know, very prominent, well-known YouTubers got it wrong. This is it. You know, you kind of have to step off to the side here and come down right here if you want to get the angle, and you need to get behind this tree. And then you can see the stump of the other tree over there to the left. But this is really all there is to this location, and it's a long walk and it's a lot of effort to get here. And I'm going to show you on the map. Now, I could be wrong. There could be a quicker way to get here than I used to get here. But I'm going to show you on the map exactly where you need to be, because it's just off of Jordan Pond. It's right beside Jordan Pond. And I'm going to show you on the map where you need to be standing in this exact spot. And then you can take it upon yourself to figure out how best to get to this spot in Acadia. But I found that if you park at Jordan Pond, and when you come to the trailhead, you take a left, get on the carriage trail, and just walk straight. And you're basically going to get to the farthest tip of the pond right before you start rounding the corner. And that is where this location is. So I'm going to show you that now. So if you look at the map here, you can see down at the bottom, Jordan Pond House, and there's a little parking symbol down at the bottom. That is where I parked. And up at the top, you can see that little blue circle. That is me. That is where I'm standing right now. And I'm standing in the exact spot where Lewis and Judd are walking up the tree roots. So when you get here, you pull up your walking GPS or whatever you have, and it's showing you the map of Jordan Pond. That's exactly where you want to be. One last look. And again, the trees are behind me, but I'm just standing on the path for now. Let's take it from down low, looking up. And that's it. Now, if you were to come down this path, it would look like this. So you want to look for this. You want to look for these steps here. With this beside you. And all these tree roots. So now I begin the long trek back out of here. The only good thing is on your way out, you're kind of going downhill a little bit, which is definitely nicer. But, you know, one thing to know about filming locations, which really it's just sort of common knowledge if you think about it, most of the time, locations are going to be places that are closer to a road or you know, someplace that is accessible. That's easy for a crew, vehicles, production equipment, actors, all that stuff to get to. They're not going to go way miles out into the woods. It's very rare. They're not going to go that far out for a filming location. Now, this particular location is quite a ways away from the parking area, but this is a carriage trail that I'm walking on. So for the film, I'm sure they were allowed access to actually drive a vehicle up this carriage trail and get right to that spot where that bridge was that I just showed you. Right there. And then they're literally steps away. So it seems like it's way out in the woods, but it's really not. If you could drive up these carriage roads, which you can't, but if you could get right to that, no problem, and you wouldn't even have to break a sweat. Unfortunately, that's not the case for me and people like yourself who may want to come here. But anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that anybody wanting to get to this spot, if seeing it in my video isn't enough and you want to come and experience it for yourself, I really hope that I've provided you with directions that will get you here. As I said, there may be another spot, you know, trailhead. I know some people have mentioned Bubble Rock parking area, but I don't really know. I think that's on the other side of the pond, for one, and I don't know if those people walked along the trail or if they got on the carriage road. So I don't know what's more taxing. But this is the way that I know how to get here. So you follow these directions, you'll be guaranteed to get here. So I hope that helps. So I'm going to get out of here and we'll see if we can find something else creepy to explore. One thing I wanted to add about going to this location in Acadia National Park is most people, when you come into this area, you're coming from Ellsworth. And which is basically the only way that you can get down here. You got to go through Ellsworth. So when you're coming this way, you can't just put in driving directions to Acadia National Park, because if you do that, it's going to bring you to the visitor center, and there's there's nothing. The visitor center is nowhere near where you need to be. You don't actually have to go to the visitor center, and technically you don't even have to go into, formally Acadia National Park. You can stay right on Route 3, go right past the visitor center, stay right on Route 3, and just drive around the park. And if you put in Jordan Pond House, Acadia National Park in your GPS, that will take you to the parking lot, and that is where you need to go, which is nowhere near the visitor center. I'm only telling you this because I have been here a couple of times now. I've come to this location, and every single time I put driving directions to Acadia National Park and it brings me to that visitor center. It's not where you need to go. Stay clear of it. I'm just telling you that to save you some time. Otherwise, you're going to go there. It's at Hills Cove. It's like, says Hills Cove entrance. You're going to go there, you're going to pull in, and you're going to be like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get to Jordan Pond from here? You don't. So then you're going to have to walk all the way back to your vehicle, get in it, and continue driving on Route 3. So just want to give you that little heads up ahead of time, because that will save you some time. And that's what I feel like people have a tendency to do. I have now done that twice myself. So don't do it like I did it.